In the previous videos, I spoke about survival versus success mindset and why starting early matters. Now I want to address something very specific. Why schools and the usual extracurricular activities are not enough on their own, and why Mini-Boss is not just about business. Most parents already sense that school alone does not prepare children for real life. That's why kids do sports, music, art, tutoring, coding, languages. All of these have value. But none of them are designed to train how a child makes decisions, how they respond to mistakes, how they handle uncertainty, or how they think independently when there is no right answer. This is the gap Mini-Boss fills. Schools were never designed to develop entrepreneurs, leaders, or independent thinkers. Some of you might know that modern mass education was created during the Industrial Revolution to prepare workers for factories. Just think about it. Follow instructions, arrive on time, work to a bell, repeat tasks, do not question the system. That's why schools still look the way they do. Same content, same pace, same assessment. This worked when the economy needed predictable labor. I want you to think about it. Schools and universities are designed to create employees, workforce for the nations, not entrepreneurs, not inventors. Plus, the world your child is growing into is completely different to what it was even 20 years ago. Today, AI already knows more than any school graduate. It processes faster, it remembers more, it does not get tired, it follows instructions much better than people. So if education is still focused on memorizing information and following instructions, what exactly are children being trained for? Even from a survival point of view, this model no longer works. We are inferior to AI in terms of maintaining large databases of knowledge and processing information or following instructions. But school does some things well: basic literacy, basic numeracy, exposure to general knowledge and social rules. But school is not designed to teach decision-making under uncertainty, adapting strategy, creative problem-solving, or functioning when there is no clear path. In school, mistakes are penalized. Answers are either right or wrong. The safest strategy is compliance. This is 100% survival mindset. Survival mindset sounds responsible, but it produces adults who avoid risk, wait to be told what to do, and who struggle when conditions change. There is also something very important that happens to creativity. A well-known NASA study on divergent thinking showed that around 98% of children at the age of 5 are at the genius level of creative thinking. By the age of 10, that number halves. Another 5 years and it halves again. In adults, only a small percentage of our original unbound creativity remained. Why? Nothing is wrong with children. System trains creativity out of them. If you're interested in this topic, you can find TED Talk by late Sir Ken Robinson, which is called Do Schools Kill Creativity? Creativity requires trying, failing, adjusting, and being allowed to be wrong. Creativity thrives in uncertainty, but school rewards certainty. And this is not about teachers either. It is about the structure and the goals. All schools aim to create workforce. Now, let's talk about extracurricular activities. Sports matters, movement matters, belonging in social instructions matters, but most sports training still reinforces surviving pattern. Follow the coach, win or lose based on external decisions. And let's be realistic, only a very small percentage of children will become professional athletes. For most, the learning stops at participation and discipline. Sports trains the body. Mini-Boss trains the mind. They're not competitors. They serve different purposes. And which one do you think will help your child build a happy future? Even in sports, success is not about being stronger, more skilled. Success mindset is required even for professional athletes. Mini-boss is not about turning every child into an entrepreneur. It's about training how a child thinks and behaves. Business is simply the environment we use because it naturally includes uncertainty, feedback, failure, real consequences, and decision making. In mini-boss, there is no script, no single right answer, no hiding behind compliance. Students might think, decide, adapt, explain their reasoning, own the outcomes. That is success mindset in practice. When children grow up without practicing this, the pattern is predictable. They wait to be told what to do, they avoid discomfort, they struggle with rejection, they panic when plans change, they link their self-worth to external approval. Career choices become based on availability or safety or circumstance, not their full potential. That is not success, that is chance. This matters even more in an AI-driven world. AI is already outperforming humans in knowledge and efficiency. But what it cannot easily replace is judgment, creativity, big picture thinking, leadership, ethics. These are not memorized skills. They are behavioral skills built through experience over time, years. And that is why mini-boss exists. Not to replace schools, not to compete with activities, but to teach children how to think, decide, adapt, handle uncertainty, so they can thrive in the future that is no longer predictable. And in the next video, I'll talk about what happens when parents say my child is too busy or mini-boss is too expensive, and how those decisions shape the future the child is actually building. Stay with me.